Okay, so the h2h.jobs has moved to another location. It's ebenifits.va.gov/ebenefits/jobs. Whatever. You can just Google this right here, skills translator. And this is what we're looking for. Yeah, it's got job search and that's all fine and dandy, but if you remember your triangle, that's not where we're focusing. All right, what you're looking for is this. And so down here, military skills translator, the number one problem with veterans finding jobs, other than finding the job itself, that I hear from businesses is that, Sergeant Black, I've got all these soldiers who are asking for jobs, and when I ask them what they can do, they say they were an infantry soldier. They shot machine guns, threw hand grenades. I don't need machine gunners. I'm a construction worker in, Oregon. So there's a lot of truth to that. So basically, I've explained to many business people that you take your average 22, 25-year-old sergeant, staff sergeant who spent time in Iraq or Afghanistan, and this person, you ask them what they did, chances are they're going to say, I shot machine guns, I played Halo or Call of Duty, I slept when I could, and then went on patrol and shot more machine guns. Okay, awesome. Good luck finding a job. And so I've tried to train soldiers how to translate their experience, and I've also tried to train business people how to ask questions. So the questions are, well, what did you do to prepare for that? Well, there's a lot of things. You had to do strip maps, you had to do op orders, you had to communicate plans to different groups, you had to plan your routes, your checkpoints, when you're leaving, coordinate not only American units, but sometimes multinational units or civilian units. You had to keep track of many vehicles on a long MSR. You had to put in secret frequencies in fills into radios. You had to communicate to organizations when you left one area and came into another area. You had to maintain command and control of sensitive equipment. You had to do preventative maintenance and such on equipment and on a time schedule. You had to do all these things while, guess what? Not seeing your family, not having vacations, and getting shot at. So, funny thing. I don't know about you, but I want a 25-year-old sergeant to run my shop. That's easy. Much easier than the job I did overseas. So when you frame it like that, they're like, wow, that's a rock star. How can I get that guy to come work for me? Exactly. So come here, and let's just say E6 here. And we'll do 11 Bravo. Because that's what everybody says. If you go to WorkSource Oregon, I mean, it's machine guns and grenades. But if you look here, look at here. There's tons of stuff here to get your brain going on how you can talk about the skills that you learned as an 11 Bravo. I mean, what? Psychology? Yeah. Actually, have you had to walk through an environment? Have you had to try to communicate with people whose language you couldn't speak and they couldn't speak your language to figure out who was enemy, who was not enemy, where the bad guys were hiding, figure out the concerns of people while you're giving humanitarian aid to? Or maybe you spent time going to Katrina in New Orleans and try to convince people to evacuate. I mean, you had to learn how to talk with people. Sure, the easy way is to point your rifle at them, but we know that there's better ways of doing it than that. So, yeah, psychology, absolutely. Time management. I mean, think about the times that you've had to do training or prepare for a mission, and you got enough time to maybe get some chow, maybe get a shower, or maybe get some sleep, but not all three. Time management is huge. So these are all these skills. This is get you thinking about your job as 11 Bravo. And here's some jobs that it translates to, but this is pretty limited because give me your basic 11 Bravo sergeant, and you may not know how to use computer program XYZ, but you can learn it. Give me 3 days. Teach me for 3 days. But what I can do is I can mentor people. I can train people. I can manage projects. I can work on a time hack. I can communicate clearly. I can meet expectations. All these other things. That's harder to teach. I can teach anybody to use a program. But to teach people responsibility, that's not easy. That's your selling point. So use this website here to help you build your resume.